Alright, in this video we're just going to talk about the basics on how to invest money in 2022. Now, when I talk about investing, I usually talk about stock market investing. And so if you're a beginner and you're trying to invest in the stock market, you want to go to one of the online brokerages. I have several listed in the description of each video, and you can look at the different ones and pick one that has a sign-up bonus that you like and deposit some money in there. You're usually going to do that by linking a checking account to your brokerage account. You're going to deposit some money. But then the question becomes, what do I invest in and how do I invest? Now, what you want to do if you're investing for the long term, like retirement, if you don't have a retirement account already, you're going to want to set up either a traditional IRA or a Roth IRA. The traditional IRA allows you to contribute money to your retirement now and get a tax benefit, meaning you will not pay taxes on that money that you contribute this year up to the allowed threshold, which right now is $6,000 a year. And then you can use that money to invest in whatever stocks you like. You can buy and sell in that account until your retirement. And then when you're taking distributions during your retirement, you'll pay taxes on the money. If you want to invest in a Roth, what that does is you pay taxes on the money now, but once it's in that account, you'll never pay taxes again on that money as long as you don't start taking the money out until your retirement years. If you're looking to invest in a regular money account, not a retirement account, then you're just going to choose a regular account when you sign up for your brokerage. And then what you want to do, regardless of which type of account that you're choosing to use, you want to set a goal. How much money are you really trying to invest? Because without a plan, you'll find that you probably get nowhere fast. So set an amount that you want to contribute each year, each month, each week, something like that. I find picking a weekly amount, even if it's like $100 a week, if you just do $100 a week, we're talking about $5,200 a year. That's a significant amount of money. And then maybe you modify that based on your income or your pay schedule. Maybe you only get paid monthly and you'd prefer to contribute once a month. That's great. Or maybe you get quarterly bonuses and you'd really just like to contribute out of your bonus. Just set an amount as a goal and try to consistently contribute to that account. Now, as far as what you're going to purchase, what you should start out when you're first investing is with a very broad index fund. Usually people recommend the VOO, which is your S&P 500 index, which invests across the top 500 companies in the American indexes on the stock exchange. Another one that you might consider using is the VTI, which is called the Total Stock Market Index, which spreads out your money across even more companies because it's investing a tiny little piece in every company in the market. Or you may pick, let's say, the QQQ, that's the NASDAQ, which is a little more concentrated because it's only about 100 companies that you're investing in. In any case, when you pick one of these broad indexes, you're spreading your money across a lot of good companies in the stock market. And so your returns will be similar to the overall market, which over the long run is going to yield you somewhere around 8 to 10% per year if you're just buying, dollar cost averaging, just purchasing and not worrying about selling. Now, it's easy to sit here at the end of May, the beginning of June, having watched the market go down for the past 5 months in 2022 and feel like maybe I shouldn't be doing this. Especially if you're a beginner, maybe you're thinking, maybe I'm doing something wrong, maybe this is the wrong choice. But I want to say this, now is the time to be buying. I would love to be starting right now. And that's because the decisions that you make today to invest in good, solid companies that are trading at very low prices compared to what they were last year are going to make you such great returns 6 months from now, a year from now, 2 years from now. When you look back, you're going to realize that the decisions that you made to invest in good companies today were fantastic, and they're going to make you look like and feel like a genius 2 years from now, 3 years from now. As I record this today, the gas prices are over $4 a gallon. If I were driving on my way home tonight and I saw that one of the gas stations I always fill up at was selling gas for $2 a gallon, you think I would question whether I should stop and fill up? Absolutely not. No matter how full or low my tank was, I would definitely stop and fill up. And then I would probably, when I got home, I'd take my wife's car and go fill up. We should have the same mindset when we're buying stocks or buying the index of the overall stock market. You're buying a piece of companies when everyone is worried about inflation, everyone's worried about recession, everyone's worried about rising interest rates. The decisions you make to invest more today are going to pay off so much more in the long run. And then what you will want to do if you're interested in taking even more control of your investing, like I am, and you enjoy the hunt and the game and the challenge of investing in your favorite companies, what you'll want to do is start to learn more and more about specific companies and research particular ones, and then either siphon off some of that money that you've invested in the overall index and take a portion of that and buy a particular stock one at a time and build in some more focused positions. Let's say you were to take 5% and put it into Google, or 10% and put it into Apple, or whichever company that you believe in that you think is a great deal right now, is a great long-term investment. Or you could just leave a base amount in your index and at some point start contributing the new money towards one of those companies in particular. And then what can happen over time, if you'd like it to, is you become more and more focused on a particular set of stocks that you've really researched and that you really believe in, you have high conviction in, that you really believe over the long term are going to have outstanding results. When you build focused positions over time in particular companies, you can really see the benefit, as those companies may return much more than the average stock market. If you stick around on this channel, you're going to hear me talk about different investors, different strategies, different tips, and different stocks that I'm interested, that I'm researching in. I try really hard not to tell you specific stocks to buy, but I share my ideas so that hopefully you can learn from the things that I'm learning and I'm studying about and the ways I think about it, and hopefully you gain something along the way. If you haven't watched my Investing Hacks playlist yet, I'm going to put it right here and you can watch that next. Until next time, have a great day.